But secrets, no matter how well guarded, have a way of slipping through the cracks. The egg's light grew brighter with each passing year, as if it sensed the world outside and yearned to be free. And somewhere, in the shadows of the kingdom, forces were stirring. Forces that would soon set in motion a chain of events no one could have foreseen. The last dragon egg was about to awaken, and with it, the fate of Eldoria would change forever. Kael was a man of many talents, though none of them were particularly noble. He was a thief, a scoundrel, and a survivor. He had spent his life slipping through the shadows, stealing from the rich and giving to himself, but even Kael had his limits. He had never broken into the royal vault before. It was said to be impossible, a fool's errand, but Kael was no fool. He was desperate. The job had come from a shadowy figure who promised him enough gold to retire. All he had to do was steal a single item, a glowing egg. Kael didn't ask questions. He didn't care what the egg was or why it was so valuable. He only cared about the gold. The heist was the most dangerous thing Kael had ever attempted. He spent weeks planning, studying the vault's defenses, and bribing guards. When the night finally came, he moved like a ghost, slipping past traps and alarms with practiced ease. He found the egg in a chamber deep within the vault, its soft glow illuminating the room. It was beautiful, almost hypnotic. For a moment, Kael hesitated. Something about the egg felt alive, but he shook off the feeling and grabbed it. The moment he touched the egg, the castle erupted into chaos. Alarms blared, guards shouted, and Kael knew he had to move fast. He fled into the night, the egg clutched tightly to his chest. He didn't stop running until he reached the safety of the forest. In a small, quiet village nestled on the edge of the Eldorian forest, life moved at a slow and steady pace. The villagers were simple folk, their days filled with tending crops, mending fences, and sharing stories by the hearth. Among them lived a young boy named Finn, a curious and kind-hearted soul with a mop of unruly brown hair and eyes that sparkled with wonder. Finn was an orphan raised by his grandmother, a stern but loving woman who had taught him the value of hard work and humility. Though his life was far from easy, Finn found solace in the natural world. The forest, with its towering trees and dappled sunlight, was his sanctuary, a place where he could escape the hardships of his life and lose himself in the beauty of the wild.